All right, music fans, welcome. Harmless Dave here, fighting through some kind of virus that I have, but doing it in real time for a few real people out there, just like you and just like me. So I can just hear the people saying, "Hey, Dave, you've got the thing. You're telling everybody you've got the thing. Did you go get your test? Did you go to CVS?" The answer to both of those questions is no. But I've been sending out messages today and I'm forgetting words. And I'm going to be talking about Lou Gramm, forgetting some things that I don't know, I think are self evident part of music history at this point. Before I talk about Lou and Foreigner, people don't seem to care that much about Foreigner, I've noticed. They really care about Journey when I talk about Journey, but I don't know, not so much with Foreigner. Here's a band though that you should check out if you like Foreigner. Robbie LeBlanc, who could sing lead vocals for Foreigner or Survivor or any number of great rock bands from the 70s and 80s. This is his latest project. The band is called Vital Lines, and the album Wheels Within Wheels, kind of an Alan Parsons type of album cover there. It's really good. And Robbie is fantastic. If you like Lou Gramm, my guess is you'll like Robbie LeBlanc. I've been giving him many plugs on this show because he's just a good guy. He's a friend of mine, and he is still an elite vocalist, even now. He hasn't lost anything. He sings everything in the original key, full strength, isn't afraid of high notes. He's not like Robert Plant was on Stairway to Heaven recently. Nope. That was still pretty good. Wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. I think Robert handled it fairly well. Apparently, he's never going to sing Stairway to Heaven again. Breaking news, right? That could have been another video. So the headline here is Lou Gramm seemingly has no recollection of his appearances with Foreigner in 2017 and 2018. And I'm going to add to that, nobody, I guess, remembered that he and Mick Jones showed up at a Billy Joel Madison Square Garden concert a year or two ago. It just, he says, he hasn't had a lot of contact with Mick Jones, but yet he performed with him not so long ago. So this is kind of a weird article here. So again, he's on, I believe, with Eddie Trunk. And Eddie is asking him questions about how Foreigner finally got on the ballot. And we've all come to the conclusion that it was because Jan Wenner got the boot for making racist and sexist comments. Man, these people who live in the ivory tower, right, who look down upon everyone because we're all like, hey, why can't we do like a colorblind society? And people come back with, well, if we do that, then only the white people will be noticed if we do a colorblind society. Why do we have to see color? Why? I mean, when I was a kid, this is how we were taught not to be racist people, and we weren't. We didn't care. We just liked people. We didn't care about their skin color. Now it's skin color, skin color, skin. And you're just like, people are getting upset about this national anthem thing. I didn't even know about this until a few weeks ago. And I was like, we've got two national anthems now? I didn't know that. I mean, look, if you have one for one group, you're going to need one for every group, right? You're going to need national anthems up the wazoo. Most countries just have one, right? Canada, don't they have just one? Maybe they're going to have a second one. Maybe they'll use the one that the United States is currently using for sporting events to use up there too, and maybe around the world. Anyway, folks, sorry to go down that rabbit trail, but it's just weird because when I was a kid, honestly, we were making good progress, right? And people used to be able to make fun of each other without being offended. Now everybody is offended all the time. And I find it a waste of energy when there's real honest to goodness racism, sexism, bigotry, and so forth. You know it. You hear people say something, you go, dude, that doesn't sound good. And typically those people I tend to like walk away from, and I don't want to have anything to do with somebody who believes those things. And that's the way you take care of this problem. It's not that you shame somebody, but maybe you just say, hey, look, dude, that was over the top. I mean, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And you may not like a specific group of people. And so I'm not going to associate with you. It's pretty simple. Anyway, getting back to Foreigner, Lou Gramm. How did we get on that? Oh, it's Jan Wenner. Jan Wenner was finally removed after sexist and racist comments. Lou says the dark clouds started thinning out a bit, and somebody saw something in a different light and put us up for nomination this year. So, yeah, that had to be it. I've had a few people tell me, you forgot that Jan's not there anymore. I just thought everybody thought the same over at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I didn't think one guy was going to make a difference, but apparently he was like a dictator. He's like Kim Jong-un, right? Or is it Kim Jong-il? I don't know. Either one of them. So anyway, asked what his reaction was when he heard the news, Lou said, I had some very strange mixed feelings about the fact that we were nominated. I'm happy about it now, but all the stuff that went down for years while our rock compatriots from our era were getting in the hall left, right, and center. And I don't even know if we were ever nominated once, maybe once, but decades went by and there was no word about us. And it just seemed that obviously our credentials weren't the nomination. And it seemed something was strangely wrong. Sorry about the run-on sentence here, folks, but that's what it is. And I got the sickening feeling that it was personal. Well, I don't know if it was personal. I think it was the one guy who was blocking it. Gramm went on to say that he has not been in contact with his former bandmate, founder Mick Jones, about the Rock Hall nomination. He says, no, not at all. The last time Mick and I talked was the night we were inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. That was 2012 or 2013. Now, this is where things get a little bit weird because Foreigner had a reunion with some original members, and Lou Gramm was part of the sum back in 2017 and 2018. Anyway, Lou goes on. I felt that I was very friendly towards him, and he was so towards me. And I wasn't surprised after that evening was over that I didn't hear from him. I didn't expect to. Now, one thing is clear. Lou Gramm does not like Mick Jones. Just, he doesn't like him. All right. And we heard about how Lou didn't get royalty money from I Want to Know What Love Is. And we heard the story about what percentage do you think I should get from this song? And Lou put like, I don't know, 30 and Mick put like 10 or something. So Lou said, just keep the whole thing, which was a really bad move. He should have taken the 10. Anyway, when host Eddie Trunk pressed Gramm about the fact that he shared the stage with singer Kelly Hansen and other members of the current and original Foreigner lineup in 2017 and 2018 to celebrate the band's 40th anniversary, Lou seemingly had no recollection of the fact, saying, all the other guys from the original band that are left have made numerous guest appearances, but I haven't made one. Wow. So, maybe President Biden or former President Trump, maybe, they're starting to rub off on people who are just in the general population, forgetting names, forgetting dates, forgetting that I actually was somewhere when I wasn't there. Anyway, he goes on to say Atlantic Records executive vice president Phil Carson asked me to come to this big outdoor venue in Buffalo, and I had heard that Dennis and Rick were performing with them on a semi-regular basis, and I just couldn't see my way clear to make an appearance out there, and that's the last I heard from anybody. Another small detail here is the Billy Joel concert. Billy Joel, where Billy brings both Mick Jones and Lou Gramm up on stage to do, I think, at least one, maybe two Foreigner songs. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure they did Urgent, but maybe I'm wrong. Somebody will correct me. Everybody sends me messages when I screw up and they say, no, it was this. Because you can just go look it up, but I'm doing the video, so I'm not going to look it up as I'm doing the video. But yeah, they made this appearance. They looked good. They sounded good. And I would say that was maybe 3 years ago when they did that. So has everybody forgotten all of these appearances? Apparently, yes. Anyway, he was asked if he would be okay going up with Mick and the surviving members of Foreigner who are inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's, of course, if they win, they actually get in. Lou said yes. I don't know what the vibe would be with Mick, because the funny thing is, again, he always goes off and starts talking smack about Mick Jones. Because the funny thing is, when I left the band in 2003, we hadn't communicated at all until the Songwriters Hall of Fame, and that was almost 10 years ago. So maybe they didn't say anything to each other at the Billy Joel concert, and then at the Foreigner reunion, which Lou apparently forgot about. So he says, we haven't communicated until now. I don't know. Now he says, oh, maybe they communicated at the Songwriters Hall of Fame. If we make it in, I'll be anxious to see if he's willing to communicate then. So yeah, it's really tough. These two guys obviously don't get along all that well. I haven't heard Mick Jones talk that much smack against Lou. In fact, I think there's a video out there that Mick did when Lou came back, and Mick was saying how emotional it was and how great it was to have Lou back out there. So, you know, there's some bitterness. There's some Lou Gramm bitterness here, and there's some forgetfulness, you know. So I'm a little under the weather today. So if this isn't my best work, I apologize for that. I thought this was an interesting story because I'm forgetful, and Lou obviously is forgetful. So Lou, you and I have stuff in common. I forget what I did yesterday. All right. So I understand if you forgot about 2017 and 2018. What was it? Jones Beach, I think, was the big one, right? The first big one, Foreigner. And also Lou Gramm was talking about how Kelly Hansen kept yapping and he wasn't able to talk to the audience. Doesn't he remember that? That wasn't so long ago. So anyway, Lou, you were there. I think there's footage. I think there's probably a recording of it somewhere too. I don't know. It'll probably be turned into an album in like 10 years. The Great Foreigner Reunion. And then all this surviving family members. I don't know. Maybe Lou will still be here. Maybe everybody will still be here. But people will be fighting to make sure that, you know, they can get some royalties from these recordings. But it probably won't happen. I don't know. Anyway, folks, see, I'm starting to fade. One more time. Vitalines, Wheels Within Wheels. Right now, I probably need some brains within brains, but I'm losing here. I'm not winning. This is a great album. If you like Foreigner and Survivor, just, you know, maybe a little bit of Toto. I always put Toto in everything. Toto is like another ingredient in the AOR cookbook. You got to add a little bit of Toto to everything. Wheels Within Wheels. Vitalines is the name of the group, all right? And it's Robbie LeBlanc and Tommy Denander playing guitar. He's really good. So there you have it, folks. Another video kind of in the can. Thanks for putting up with this. God bless everyone. Please pray for peace around the world. peace in the United States between the warring tribes, the factions, as we are in 2024, which means it is election year. And that means chaos, confusion, and grifting everywhere. And hopefully a little bit of ad revenue at some point coming my way. Political ads coming to a YouTube video near you. God bless. See you soon.